Good morning, and welcome to Thoughts of a Trillionaire. It's been a long time. Skipped a lot of many days. Sincerest apologies. Really, it's just part of the course of my journey, I suppose. Been thinking about how to go forward with these podcasts, as well as what I want them to be. But right now, I'm just gonna continue just talking, I guess. It's a great way to get my own thoughts out. Originally, these podcasts basically were just to do that, to practice executing. I do have fun making these. It's a great way to, talk through my own thoughts and hope whoever's listening will be able to help me out or help themselves out or something. But either way, I do intend these podcasts to be kind of a way to chronicleize my path on the way to be a trillionaire. Yes, I do believe. I know I'll be able to accomplish that achievement, make $1 trillion, be a trillionaire. May take a couple years, couple decades, but I'll get there. I think it'll be just cool to talk about it. Just show people what it's like on the way there. Not like I believe myself to be some amazing person, anything like that. A big problem we often talk about, dreaming big. We always encourage people to dream big, to think beyond the box, to think beyond these artificial, arbitrary limits. They say, oh, the sky's the limit, or shoot for the moon, land amongst the stars, even though it's astronomically incorrect. But when somebody actually says, hey, I'm going to be a millionaire, you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. And then we say, I'm going to be a billionaire. You'd be like, oh. And so when I say I'm going to be a trillionaire, people look at me like I'm stupid or arrogant or, I don't know, delusioned or this, that, and the other. And I think that's sad. When we say shoot for the stars, when we encourage people, each other, our loved ones, or just random people to do better, to want more out of life. And then when they demand more, when they ask for more, when they say I'm going to get more out of life, then you turn around and look at them funny. You turn around and basically smack them back down and say, no, don't think big. It just shows how hypocritical people really are, how superficial people are. If you truly want somebody to think big, if you want the world to be full of people that want to do more with their lives rather than just sit down and follow the rules, follow the limits, then shut your mouth. Because the road to greatness, the road to achieving something bigger than what you are currently is rife with so much daggone work and trouble and discouragement. It's annoying and it's terrifying and it's fearful. And every help, every piece of aid we can get is important. It's paramount that we, learn how to support each other and learn how to be genuine. If you genuinely don't want people to think that big, they say, oh, you can't, no, you can't be a millionaire, you can't be a billionaire, you can't be a trillionaire. If you really don't want that, then shut your mouth. Then go on about your way. Because people automatically don't think they will ever be that big. That's why they play the lottery. Because it's a shortcut to be that big. That's why they look for the get-rich-quick schemes, the get-rich-quick things. Because they know they'll never be able to work that way, that big. They know they'll never be able to achieve something that amazing. People already think that by default, because the world doesn't really cater to people who think big. The world doesn't say as soon as you come out the womb you can actually be anything. No, it says nothing. You have to figure out for yourself what it says. But most people live in an environment where their family, their loved ones, their friends, and even their opponents, the people that don't look like them, or the people that do look like them, or this, that, and the other. All these people are saying, you're going to be like us. You're going to fit into this category. You're going to follow this path. You're going to do this, that, and the other. Maybe they don't say it on purpose. Maybe they don't actually try to ram you or push you into a certain box, but that's basically what people do. Think about it. What is school but a institution for conformity? What is public education but the tool to put in certain types of knowledge, certain types of behaviors, certain types of mannerisms and goals and achievements into somebody's head? What is even higher education but a stepping stone or a tool in the toolbox of a specific path? What is this linear idea of the American dream, or the dream of go to school, get educated, get your degree, get a job? But what is that but a specific path that others want you to follow? If people actually wanted you to be the best that you can be, the absolute best you can be, then wouldn't they try to draw out what is inside of you rather than put in what they want to be inside you? Wouldn't they try to encourage you, inspire you, and motivate you, and show you how to motivate yourself, how to inspire yourself, how to help yourself to accomplish anything that you want to accomplish? Instead of saying, oh, I want you to play piano because I think that people who play the piano are smart, or I think that people who play the piano are successful. Wouldn't they instead ask you what you want to do? Or allow you to try out any instrument and see which one works, see which one you become passionate about, and help you do all they can to help you grow that skill, grow that passion? Because what happens when we force somebody, or not even force, even though it is forced, but you kind of nudge somebody incessantly to a certain path, is that they follow that path. Worse yet, they think that it's their own path. That's what's even more terrible about it today. We nudge people onto a specific path so much and so subtly, however you want to say that. We do so indirectly that they actually are indoctrinated, are manipulated to believe that this path, this box, this category is their own. Nature versus nurture. Both are in collusion. Both lead to limiting somebody's growth. But both can also lead to expounding upon somebody's growth. And it all depends on how purposeful and how truly genuine you are with allowing or letting, or rather wanting your loved one to be successful. And furthermore, wanting everybody to be successful. Because even if you just want your loved ones to be successful, if you want that in exclusion to somebody else, to somebody else's loved ones, then you're only playing a losing game. You're playing a finite game. You're playing a game of scarcity. The only thing that's really scarce in this world, in this reality rather, is land. And even that is not really scarce because there's so much dang land. Even if you want a specific piece of land, in the future it'll be very hard to be seen as scarce because you can have a virtual reality world where you can go live in the same exact land. That's a conversation for another matter, but even like with rare resources, for instance, you might have some rare resources, but then again, that's just part of the land. But it's hard to say whether or not rare resources are truly scarce because we will likely come upon a day when we can use nanotechnology to reproduce that resource. When I say there's only one thing of scarcity, I mean in the way of, I also kind of look forward to where technology will likely be in the next 50 to 100 years. And we will almost certainly have technology which will allow us to, replicate anything. I say in even in the next 100 years, even though it seems mighty close to some people, because we have artificial intelligence to help us, go through that. But anyways, that's way beyond, and for a topic for another conversation. Again, I'm just talking. But yes, Thoughts of a Trillionaire is all about my path to one day becoming a trillionaire, and my path to finding all these different limits and barriers that people put in my way, and people put in their own way. And all of this realization of what this podcast is about and what my journey will be about is inspired by Gary Vaynerchuck. I don't know if I say his name right, but he is freaking awesome. Vayner Media. He is awesome. Like, I heard about him just recently on a Twist podcast, or they had a live meeting or whatever. This Week in Startups, ran by Calicanis. That's his name. But he is so awesome. Then I found his YouTube, and I've been like extremely, inspired by that and motivated. He was just talking about one thing that really stuck with me. One out of many, really, but this one is talking about document versus create. A lot of times when we want to create something, when we want to create our own brand, when we want to get ourselves out there, when we're trying to build something, a network, a product, whatever, but usually a network of following and influence, we think that we have to create over and over and over again. We think we have to create this and that and the other. We have to have some awesome project, have some awesome thing that we put out there, and it can't be out. We can't put anything out there unless it's going to be good, unless it's going to be great, unless it's quality. What they say, quality over quantity. But people forget what quality even is. Gary said, shit is subjective. We might think that if we just put anything out there, it's just crap. But just like trash, the term trash is another man's treasure. That phrase also goes for your own content. Your crap might be another woman's treasure. Not to say that you're going to put out crap because you know it's crap. No. Rather than you're documenting. You're putting out your life, who you are, what you want to show people, your path, your journey. And sometimes that's not always pretty. And like what he said with it, he said, don't be fancy. You don't have to spend years and years or months and months or even a couple of days making some fantastic documentation of what you're doing. People want to see, especially in this time, this day and age, with all these different social media aspects, these vloggers and bloggers and this, that, and the other. People want to see the genuine you. They want to see what you're doing. You become interesting by showing you're interested. It's from another book somewhere, How to Win Friends and Influence People, I believe. And you show that by actually caring about people, showing that what your journey is like. And so that's what I want to do. That's kind of, scattered. I'm saying it's scattered. But basically what I want to do is document, my path to being a trillionaire. And next podcast, I will talk about what being a trillionaire even means to me, because I actually don't want it for the money. Even though money would be great, I don't want to be a trillionaire just to have a bunch of money. That's not my goal. That's not what I want. Yeah, but I'll stop there. I'll talk more in the next episode. I'll make like 3 or 5 of these because I've procrastinated so long. But yeah, thank you for listening to this episode of Thoughts of a Trillionaire. Bye bye.